Am I the asshole for not letting my date use my bathroom? I, 22F, recently went out on a date with a guy, 25M, that I met on Tinder. We never met before our date, but we texted for about a week prior, and I thought he was a really nice guy. Our date went well. He was a little pompous, and a little overly flirty, but a nice guy nonetheless. We live in a college town, and the restaurant we went to was walking distance to my apartment, so he offered to walk me home after. I thought this was such a green flag, and really appreciated his offer as it was late and getting dark outside. I accept his offer, he walks me home, and I tell him how much I appreciate it. I even try to set up another date on the spot. He then offers to come inside and show me a few local bars he knows of. I thought this was weird because he knows I'm a local, so I tell him we could get together in the morning for coffee so he can show me my treat. He tries pretty hard to convince me that it's still early and we can plan it really quickly, but I tell him I want to work on a few homework assignments. He accepts this, but then asks to come in and use my bathroom, which kind of made my heart sink. I tell him he can use my leasing office restroom, which is right inside the lobby of my apartment, and he became noticeably irritated. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of, "I didn't realize you were such an uptight b. I'll use the 7-Eleven bathroom." And he walked away. I felt horrible, am I wrong? A pretty important detail: I had a bad experience with bringing a guy the first didn't know that well over to my apartment last year, and I make it a point not to do it anymore. This is something that, unfortunately, is no longer in my comfort zone as a woman living alone. Not the asshole. The bathroom thing was a blatantly obvious second tactic to get inside the door after the first one failed. If you need any more evidence, well, if he really needed to use the bathroom, he'd have jumped at the chance to use the one in the leasing office, regardless of whether he understood why you didn't want to let him in. Edit. Thanks for the award. Not the asshole. You just left a place with a bathroom and you gave him an alternative. He was trying way too hard to get into your apartment to have good intentions. Not the asshole. It sounds like you dodged a bullet. Good job trusting your intuition. Not the asshole. Always trust your gut instinct. It seems to have served you right. What an ass your date was. Something seems off about his behavior. A genuine person would have totally accepted what you said. Not the asshole. He had other things in mind. When someone has a bathroom emergency, they don't care when the bathroom is. I am glad you did everything to feel comfortable and be safe. Yeah. He didn't need to use the bathroom any more than he wanted to plan another date. He was looking for some old-fashioned date rape action. You were not down with the date rape, so you sent him on his way. Not the asshole. Good looking out. Keep a tight hold on your instincts. They are solid. Am I the asshole for refusing a gender reveal party planned by my mill? My husband and I are expecting a baby. We are planning to move to my home country because the cost of having a baby is much less. So obviously I have been basically letting my husband's mother play doll with us. She is going to miss her son and grandbaby. So no big deal. I have included her in doctor apps, milestone events, etc. So she asks when she should throw the gender reveal party. Where I am from, that's not really a thing. And also I don't feel comfortable with the whole concept of. Especially knowing that some of his family members are those weird, boy-favoring people. So I told her that it was very nice but I'd prefer not to. If she wanted, we could just do a bigger baby shower. She didn't seem to understand but didn't bother me. So last Thursday we went to the doctor. Husband was working, so only Mill and me. The doctor asks me if I want to know the gender of the baby and I say yes. My Mill shushes me. She says no. To put it in an envelope so we can give it to the person responsible for the gender reveal. I say no again and just ask to tell us. Mill starts getting impatient and saying that's no big deal. To just let her have this one thing. I reiterated that we could have a bigger baby shower but gender reveals are off the table. She left crying. After the appointment my husband calls me asking what had happened. Apparently Mill called crying saying I had been horrible to her. I told my husband everything. He said he understands me and that he is also not a fan of gender reveals. But we should play along because his mother is sad. The thought of standing there and doing the whole ballerina or trucks shit makes me really uncomfortable and I just But it's true. We are leaving. So am I the asshole for refused a gender reveal? Not the asshole. The doctor asked you if you wanted to know the sex of the baby. As the mother, that's your bloody decision. Mill can mind her own damn business, and by gosh your husband is gutless wanting to play along with her. He should be standing up for you and telling his mommy to fro. Not the asshole first because it's your baby, Second, because gender reveal parties are dumb. Not the asshole. You absolutely deserve to have your wishes and boundaries respected. I think your husband needs to explain to his mother that it's his and your child, and you do actually get a say in what you wish to happen throughout your pregnancy. Not the asshole. Your mill is being way manipulative. Stick to your no. Being pregnant looks uncomfortable enough without adding unnecessary discomfort. If she keeps it up, try crying and asking her why she's being so mean. For bonus points, burst into an ugly crying sobbing fit next time she brings it up in front of other people. This will make you as bad as her, but maybe worth it. Honestly, the topic is irrelevant. You cannot give in when mother-in-law cries and tries to get her son to override what you want and have the complete unilateral right to decide. It will set the stage for a toxic relationship going forward. Not the asshole. Gender reveals aren't all that old, and the lady who started the trend regrets it. Her reason for doing the first gender reveal was because she had a lot of miscarriages before ever reaching that milestone and wanted to celebrate it. Not the asshole. Mill is just being pushy and DH needs to pick a side. Am I the asshole for grounding my stepson when he called my son a slur? I, 29 white, lost my wife, black, to ovarian cancer 7 years ago. We have a 10-year-old son together, he's mixed race. 3 years ago I remarried. My wife, white, has a 7-year-old son, white, and we are expecting a baby together. She is 4 months pregnant. The 7-year-old's father signed off his parental rights and I legally adopted him when I married his mom. The 7-year-old has been acting up a lot lately, because he has had a lot of trauma happen to him since COVID started. His deadbeat bio dad died, his grandma never fully recovered after COVID, and online schooling was really hard on him. The 10-year-old was finishing a school project on Black history for his history class and presented it to all of us as a practice round for his presentation at school. The 7-year-old had a lot of snarky comments and my wife and I asked him to stop it many times. After the 10-year-old was done with the presentation, he said, "Do you have any questions?" And the 7-year-old said, "Well Ngga tell me why you chose this topic." I was speechless. My wife told the 7-year-old to go to his room and we will talk about it later. The 10-year-old was really sad, because while he has heard that word before, never from his brother. My wife and I spoke to the 7-year-old and he said he heard the word in school and grandpa sometimes says it. I told him to apologize to his brother plus that he is now grounded for a week, which means he won't go to the aquapark this weekend with my parents, which he was really excited about. He is really upset with me. And #X200B. Am I the asshole for grounding him over a slur? The 10-year-old was really sad, because while he has heard that word before, never from his brother. Heartbreaking. You've done the right thing. This isn't calling him an idiot during an argument, this is done to hurt. Not the asshole. I don't knowing therapy is an option where you are, but if you can afford it, it could help the younger brother learn to cope with the upheaval with his life. Good luck. Edit. I was thinking that grandpa was impossibly the deceased mum's dad and it was said as a term of endearment. I now know I'm wrong on that and granddad is a racist. Holy hell, not the asshole. Sounds like your son learned it from outside sources and doesn't fully understand the true consequences and meanings of what he said. You need to have a very serious conversation with him about this and cannot let this behavior grow and continue. I'm so glad your wife is on your side. And I'm so sorry for you and your son. Don't just teach him it is a mean and hateful word. Teach him why it is. Not the asshole. You disciplined your stepson. This is quite normal when kids are growing up. This way he will, hopefully, learn not to use that kind of language. Not the asshole. He's 7. He learned it from grandpa. I'm not sure a week's grounding is the thing to do. But, big talks about what it means, the connotations, the societal expectations, what racism is, what black families went through. Making him fully understand why the word is wrong. Not just that it's a bad word. Not the asshole, actions have consequences. But I think you have a bigger problem, your stepson's granddad. You will need to have a talk with him about behavior and language around your stepson, but I would make sure your wife is with you. Not the asshole. People are not born racist, they learn it from others. He learned that from his grandfather and you need to teach him that it is not right to say words like that. Just out of curiosity, did he actually know what the word meant? He obviously knows how to use it in context, but is he aware of the background of that word? I believe he should have been punished, But was that severity of a punishment necessary if it was the first time using that word and just being sent to his room and an explanation could have worked? Am I the asshole for cashing a check that was supposed to bounce? About a month ago I told my friend how much my husband and I have been struggling after the trucking company he worked for went under. She asked if I'd be willing to babysit her coworker's 2 kids. I hate babysitting but figured it would be an added benefit for my kids to have their kids to play with, so after talking about it with my husband, I said okay. The arrangement between her coworker and I was I'd be paid $200 per week for babysitting her son, 31 weeks, and her daughter, 3.5 years. It wasn't much, but with that income plus what my husband has been bringing in doing Uber, Lyft, it would keep our heads above water. The first week went smooth. She paid me in cash for the whole week up front. The second week, she said she could only pay me half on Monday and the other half on Thursday because she had an unexpected bill come out. We've all been there, so I said okay, and she did end up paying me that Thursday like she said. The third week was when it started going to shit. She said her baby's dad couldn't pay child support that week, so she could only afford to do $50 that week and she'd pay the rest the following week along with what she'd normally be paying me. I was annoyed but wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. What pissed me off though was that she brought her kids with literally nothing but her daughter's tablet and formula for the baby. No diapers, no changes of clothes, no snacks, nothing. She said she'd reimburse me for the groceries and diapers if I'd cover them just for that week. I kept asking if she was sure she'd be able to pay us back. She said yes, for sure she could pay us back. The next Monday she wrote me a check for $375. I asked why she couldn't pay in cash and she said the money was transferred to her account that morning and she didn't have time to stop at the bank before dropping her kids off. Okay, cool, at least she was paying. I finished the day with the kids and head to my credit union to deposit the check. It bounced. I tried calling, texting her with no answer. My husband was fuming and I told him I'd get it worked out the next morning when she brings her kids. Except she didn't bring her kids. I called again and no answer. The next day, the same, and the next. I took that check to the credit union that Tuesday and Wednesday and both days it bounced again. Still no word from her. Finally on Thursday I went in first thing in the morning and tried to cash it and it worked. That's when she started blowing me up and sending me texts and voicemails that I was a heartless bitch and how dare I attack a struggling single mom like that and she was going to fuck me up, etc. Even our mutual friend said I was wrong for doing that and how the mom was going in on her now and it was causing a bunch of drama at work. I feel a little bad for doing that, but we had to rearrange our lives and pay to take care of her kids when we didn't have the money. Am I the asshole? I hate that it's now come between my friend and me, but we really needed that money. ETA. I did get charged $20 every time I tried to deposit the check, but my CU waived those fees after I told them what was going on. And because it was a personal check they let me keep it to try again. I don't work in banking so I DK if that's how it's supposed to work, but that's what they did. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. ETA 2. I've tried reaching out to figure out how to pay her the $200 for that week, but she must have me blocked because it goes straight to voicemail. So I talked to my friend and she's picking it up tonight and taking it to work with her tomorrow to give to her. Not the asshole. How is cashing a check she gave you attacking her? Rolling on the floor laughing. She was just trying to scam you and it didn't work. Not the asshole. You needed the money. You had an agreement. The check constituted payment for services you rendered and materials you provided. She's lucky you didn't charge her a bounce check fee for each attempt. Not the asshole. It wasn't a check that was supposed to bounce, it was her trying to scam you. You did the job, you got paid. She shouldn't have written the check or hired you if she wasn't ready to pay you. $200 per week? You got ripped off from day one. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She can't really use the struggling single mom argument since your family is struggling too. Not the asshole. She tried to do you dirty and you won. Also, she committed a crime. Writing a check you know won't clear is illegal.